Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the August 6th issue of the Tucson Almost Weekly Mortgage Update. I'm Todd Abelson here at Sun Street Mortgage in Tucson. Before we get going, I'd like to congratulate all of the American athletes for their phenomenal performances on the Olympics. And last night, I think the ultimate wow factor was, as I like to call him, Usain Bolt, still continuing to be the fastest human on the planet. So congratulations, everybody. I'm enjoying the heck out of it and spending a lot of time watching the Olympic TV, so whatever. Okay, let's go on to the mortgage business and what's going on. All right, last week, what happened? Well, first of all, I can tell you it was a wild, wild week. Early in the week, the ECB president basically pushed for, at least verbally, for doing whatever is required to salvage the euro. And his quote actually was, "We're ready to do whatever it takes to preserve the euro, and whatever we do, it will be enough." So the markets took real notice of that, and we're expecting a huge announcement midweek, and then nothing. No changing of rates, no buying of bonds. So there was a lot of crash and burn going on relative to what might be going on in Europe. In the meantime, in the U.S., the Feds were meeting, and everybody was listening. What was that, Smith Barney? Everybody listens. Whether or not he was going to say anything about QE3, another round of quantitative easing. And he said, again, we stand ready, willing, and able, but no announcement of that. Big crash and burn. Who knows what the heck's going to go on in that space. And then all eyes were on the jobs report. Now, what's going to happen when the job report comes out? Well, bad news is that the unemployment index was up to 8.3. The good news is that consumer confidence improved and there were 163,000 new jobs created, well below what we need of the 2 to 250, but clearly more than was expected. There were some downward revisions, but now all the talking heads are talking about the fact that the reason why the unemployment rate's not higher is that hundreds of thousands of people have just given up, stopped working. So ultimately, this was a mixed report, but by the end of the week, there was a ton of damage in the bond market. We probably gave up 1/8 to 1/4% in interest rates over the last 2 days over what happened between no announcement of QE3 and the employment report. Okay, this morning, good news. We're stabilizing a bit. After getting hammered last Friday, what I can tell people is, what I've been telling them is, don't be complacent. Right now, since the middle of July, there's been a lot of pressure on selling on bonds, which is pushing rates up, and it's been holding for technical reasons. But don't be complacent. If you've got a rate lock right now that you like, for heaven's sake, lock it and close your loan. Rates are at arguably the lowest that we've ever seen, and I don't think risking 1/8 improvement is worth risking what you might lose on the downside. So I think the word to the wise is lock your rates today. Okay, what's coming up this week? Well, no big news, but what the Feds are doing is they're auctioning off over $72 billion in bonds and notes. A lot of that's on the big long-term side, 10s and 30s. Last time they were not accepted really well. And so if that happens again, we could see more pressure for rates upwards. So, okay, what's the wild cards that are going on? Again, hard to believe. Europe and QE3. Monitor the bond tradings, because if they go badly, we could see some increase in rates. Okay, I'm always around if you need me. Todd Abelson, Sun Street Mortgage. Don't forget to check out the website, TucsonMortgages.com, and make it a profitable week. Bye-bye.